Welcome Spartans to Halo Headlines, part of Evolved, your home for Halo. In this week's recap, we cover all the top Halo headlines for the week of August 22nd to September 4th. I'm your host Aaron, and with me today we have Lucas.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And Dino Man.
Hi!
Who are you?
Welcome, Dino Man.
I'm just a guy that Evolved grabbed off the street because there's not enough presenters.
Yeah, I vaguely remember we used to have a guy like you, except he was less annoying, so we'll see how this goes.
He didn't try to murder us and drive off with a warthog.
I don't know what you're talking about.
For a little behind the scenes information, we played some Master Chief Collection co-op before we recorded tonight, and Tom's a dick. That's all I'm saying.
I'm a very nice person who knows that ultimately the survival of one is the most important thing to carry forward the legacy of your friends.
Sorry, we didn't get any of that. It's going to be cut out in the edit. But before we get started, we would like to take a moment to thank all of our patrons for their continued support. Your contributions make everything possible, except for Tom. The money will be used to get rid of Tom. Guys, no, seriously, thank you very much for all of your continued support. If you're not already subscribed, head over to patreon.com/Halo Evolve to learn more and sign up today.
We love you.
We do love you. If you want to check out all of our other stuff, go over to the website, that's evolvedhalo.com, and you can find all of our information there. We have a couple of things to talk about now. We're going to keep it fairly light here because we're going to record the main monthly news after this, so you'll get that later in the week where you can hear all of our deep anger and anguish, but we'll just cover the basic headlines here.
It's going to be grumpy time with the guys.
It's going to be very grumpy Halo boy time. But first, we're going to have some fun news. So we had a Master Chief Collection update for August. A few little things here. Some exciting, some not terribly exciting, let's be honest. So we got fixes and improvements for the mod tools for Halo CE 2, 3, ODST, and they added more mod tools for Reach, so that's always good. Halo Anniversary is getting 5 new Spartan armors, or Halo 2 Anniversary is getting 5 new Spartan armor sets and a couple of weapon skins. So the armors are Breach, Trooper, Mega Frame, Panzerdoll, and Bioroid. And the Assault Rifle, Battle Rifle, Sniper, Shotgun, and Rocket Launcher are getting the Tie-Dye, Sandstorm, Bluing, and Black Tiger skins. More skins, more customization, always good.
Woohoo.
Yeah, I didn't even know these got added, so this is news to me.
See, loads of more free content. There was advanced warning to players that 343 plan to make changes and improvements to the modding tools for Combat Evolved, which means that Master Chief Collection support for custom edition map files will no longer work when this happens. It's not coming right now. It will be in a future update. So something to keep in mind is you will have to rebuild those maps in Master Chief Collection when that happens, if you're interested in the modding. And then we got on to the possibility or the talk of microtransactions.
My favourite.
343 said they haven't made any decision yet about the possibility of being able to buy Spartan points for Master Chief Collection, which is the currency you earn doing challenges and stuff to unlock your customization options. They said that when they designed the progression system for MCC, the intent was always that challenges would be the primary means of earning points, but the stars didn't align and we weren't able to ship the challenge system alongside the original PC launch, where we introduced the progression system. This is the story of 343, things not being ready lately. They said as a stopgap, they loaded 100 points, which was basically everything to unlock the Noble season into the first 100 progression levels. And since then, they've seen a lot of understandable confusion about why the sudden drop-off after level 100. So I actually, it's Tour 4 level 10. By the way, if you're looking for that, go and look on the page with your Spartan details when you pull up the roster.
Yeah, it took us a while. We searched the whole thing, figuring out what a tour was, because it's not the seasons for all the armors. It's this in this weird sub-menu.
Could you say that you almost needed a tour of the menus?
We could have done with a tour guide for the tour, yes. Yeah, so if you go to your roster and pull up your player details, you'll see there one of the bits of information is your tour and your level, so that you will get points for those. Well, you get them for the first 100, but they are going to be changing it in the future. With one of their next updates, they will give you a point for every level on the tour, which means through tour 1 to 11, you can earn a total of 329 Spartan points as you play the game.
Should have been 343.
Yeah, a little disappointing there. I wonder will they add more tours? I've actually didn't even know they existed before this, so like they might. But you will get those, and then they will be looking at other things, so possibly allowing you to spend money if that's how you feel inclined. The other thing they said is that these points, if you've got past Tour 4 level 10 and you stopped earning Spartan points, when this update kicks in, you will get backdated for all the ones that you've unlocked. So if, as the example was, Tour 7 level 21 that the writer of the article currently is, when the update happens, they'll log in and they'll automatically get 101 Spartan points. So then you have 101 unlocks. That's a thing. More Spartan points, not a bad thing, right?
Yeah, never a bad thing. It's probably maybe their way of apologizing too.
There's a lot of unlockables in Master Chief Collection now.
It's crazy how far it's come, really, when you think about it.
And it only took them 10 years? How long has it been out? MCC? No, it's 2015? 7 years?
Look, the Magic 7 again. All is saved. Right, let's see, what else did we get? The bandana and agoraphobia skulls have been added to Reach. Reach got, like we said, the new Forge tools, so object duplication, reset orientation, delete by palette, and location name markers have all been added into the Reach tools. They came, I believe, between sort of... Those features were all mentioned for Halo 4 and 5, so they've been added back into it. Another long-standing issue they've fixed with the update is the inconsistent time to kill with the Reach Magnum across matchmaking variants. They've fixed all of that, and I think they've left it that you can mod it yourself now. Various quality of life improvements, new options and career screen, bulk unlocks, which I did like, because when you get your bulk unlock of Spartan points, you can just unlock an entire series. You can pin a series as well, because you no longer have an active series, you have your points.
When you say a series, is this like... So, I'm going to shock people. The last time I really played was when ODST was added, so is that like where you've got all of the armorers from a specific game?
So you have like the Noble series and the other ones.
It's
so
essentially a season, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. So you can pin a season, but now it used to be, I believe, you could have one active and that's where every point that you earned went to, but now your points basically sit in a wallet and you can spend them wherever you like. So you can pin the season you want at the top of the menu.
I've always just been able to like, or at least like you could pick which series, but then you have to start on like page 1 and complete everything on page 1, and then you can go to page 2. So maybe it's like, hey, here's all the pages and all aspects of it. It's not like, hey.
No, I think you still have to go page by page, but you don't have to unlock them one at a time on the page. You can like unlock the last one first.
I feel like that's always been, at least for the last few updates, it's been like, hey, you don't have to lock everything on. You have to lock everything on the page to go to the next one, but you don't have to do it in like order.
But I feel like back once they started to add in like extra seasons, you used to have to say, right, when I earn a point, it unlocks the next thing in this season, not the other one. So they've done away with all that. I don't know, little quality of life things, always good. Right, now we get to the bad news, so bear with me here. We got an update. Now, we're not going to go too into it. I'm just going to cover the points, and then we'll go on and set fire to the next episode, so be ready for that. We got an update for Halo Infinite. This is the September update, so it's broken into 2 parts.
No!
Yes, we have the winter update. So this is going to be the winter season, which is November 8th to March 7th. And you may be saying to yourself, Aaron, winter season doesn't sound like season 3, and that's because you would be correct. It's not. It's a 2.5 filler season that they're bringing out.
Boo.
Winter is coming.
The Forge beta will be coming out in this season, so it is sometime after November 8th, hopefully at launch, but at this stage I don't know.
I don't trust them, but they did say that it will be November 8th, same with campaign co-op.
Right, well, we'll believe it when we see it at this stage. I need proof.
Is it November 8, 2023?
No, it's this year. Don't worry. We're not that bad yet. Campaign Network Co-op and Mission Replay will be coming. They're going to be providing a free 30-tier battle pass for the winter, which should last all of about 15 minutes for most players. The maps Detachment and Argyle are coming. One's a Forerunner themed map, one is like a human themed big team battle, I think, was it?
Yeah, and they're both Forge, made in the Forge.
That's not this initial one. Yeah, the initial one is the 2 Forge maps, so I think they're both Arena.
No, one is big team and one is Arena, yeah, but they are both Forge themed maps.
That's not awful.
We are getting the Match XP beta, and that is where they're going to be working on the system of you will earn XP for every game you play and not just the challenges you complete. We are getting a new mode called Covert One Flag, which is basically one flag with active camo on the attacking team, and it's unlimited active camo on the attackers and unlimited threat sensors on the defenders. So that sounds like it might actually be a little bit of fun. The December event is going to be Winter Contingency Part 2. I have no words for Winter Contingency Part 2.
George gets to die all over again.
You shut up. The January event is going to be called Joint Fire. No idea. Again, I don't even know if it's part of the... I don't remember them saying. I think they said Season 3 would continue the narrative event, so...
Yeah, there's no narrative event in the winter update, sadly.
And that brings us on to the Season 3 update. Now, Season 3 has been pushed back to March 7th, 2023. So from March 7th to June 27th, which at least is a shorter window of a season, I will give them that. If it stays that length, I'll be happy. If it gets extended or gets a 3.5, well, just gonna give up. There are going to be 2 new maps. They didn't tell us the names of them yet. One of them is like an Oni mountaintop base, and the other map is...
It looks like a desert. It looked like a desert sort of level. One's the Oni one's like a snowy...
It's the big team map in the cliff, isn't it? That's the other map, yeah. So it's supposed to be like an Oni facility around a Forerunner.
Yeah, it's like an excavation site, and then the other one's like Oni black site in the mountains.
Very much like the base for launching the fighters in Reach. It had that sort of same vibe of like, oh, this is a mountaintop base and this is where we're going to launch the sabers from.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think they could do some really cool stuff with that because it's been described as a black site, so it would be cool if the interior's got like banished technology being reverse engineered or something.
You know what it does remind me of? There's a recent MCC level that it kind of reminds me of where it's like in the snow and the ice and there's like an indoor and an outdoor part.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember what that map's name is, but it really kind of reminds me of that. It's probably something similar to it.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. We won't get much more on those for now. We are getting the DMR. That's coming. We are getting the Shroud screen. We'll go into more detail about this stuff actually on the next Infinite Impressions because our next episode's going to be like details about the roadmap ahead, so we'll talk about those later. There's going to be another 100-tier battle pass. Custom game browser will finally come. That's something a lot of people have wanted. In-game reporting, that's also something we desperately need. A new narrative event, if it's anything like the other events, meh. Forge beta update, fine, but obviously Forge is going to be in beta for a long time, which I'm not necessarily excited about. There's going to be 2 new modes, that is VIP and Escalation, and we're going to get a new Fracture event, which had better be fucking good.
Yeah, I'll chat more about this on our main show, but I think the Fracture events are a waste of resources.
They might be a little bit. I just wish they didn't bother. At this stage, I'm alright without going down the lore route and everything, and just make it a shameless tie-in. Just make it a cash grab, license out stuff. Just give me my Star Wars armor, whatever else, and be done with it. So we'll see how that goes. The only other thing we had to talk about, there have been a few leaks about future Infinite stuff. There have been leaked images of a working prototype for the Falcon in Halo Infinite. A few different weapons, we don't know the status of them, but one that caught our eye is a double-barreled shotgun, which could be interesting. A new piece of equipment called the Translocator, which seems like all sorts of trolling potential, and hints at a mode called Extraction, which seems to sound like it might be a PvE style game mode.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of the Rainbow Six Siege extraction mode, where you go in and kill a bunch of, mutated whatever, and then you have to extract out.
I think, if I remember correctly, this was a PvE VP mode. So I think there's two teams fighting over an objective that's guarded by AI.
There is another leaked rumor for that could be the is it Tentaka or whatever it is. We talked about it on the last headlines, but there is like another leak. So I'm wondering if, that could be the PvE or the PvP VE mode, and then this might just be PvE. You could find out that Escalation's a variation of the other.
Maybe it's a really cool comic book series.
What about, bear with me here, a 10-part narrative-driven PvE co-op series with really flashy cutscenes at the start and then really repetitive levels over and over?
Honestly, Aaron, you joke, but I would take Spartan Ops 2 in a heartbeat.
I would take Spartan Ops 2 as well.
Sir.
I just want to see the Infinite run through another cruiser.
Hey Aaron, what do Fawn and George have in common? Nothing, because George is dead.
Thank you guys for joining us for this week's Halo Headlines. Like I mentioned at the top of the show, if you enjoyed this episode and want to listen to more, go over to the website evolvedhalo.com. You can get listings for all of our shows. We have Podcast Evolved, Mission Debrief, Builds with Blocks, Halo Gear Guide, Halo TV Plus, and the Halo Book Club. Also listen to our partners Josh and Will over at HCS Pro Talk for all their info on competitive Halo. Once again, another special shout out to all of our patrons for helping support the show. Go to patreon.com/Halo Evolved. Learn more there today. And with that, I have been your host, Aaron, and until next time, Evolved.
Evolved.